Week 1 of the 2025 Miami Open is done, and the Cinderella story of the tournament continues with Alexandra Eala scoring one of the upsets of the year. I'll discuss how exactly she beat Madison Keys. And Mirra Andreeva's win streak was snapped courtesy of Amanda Anisimova. I'll talk more about this and a controversial moment during the third set that has a few people talking. Hey, I'm Christian Bassnight, and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. If you have not yet already, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you are notified whenever I post more Miami Open updates. The big story of the tournament, of course, is Alexandra Eala right now, who backed up her second round win over Ostapenko with an even bigger victory. The 19-year-old wildcard knocked out reigning Australian Open champion and world number 5 Madison Keys 6-4, 6-2. This was a big surprise to me, honestly. Even though Maddie didn't look that great in her opening round win over Anisimova, she was still very high on confidence, being 19-2 on the year heading into this match. Meanwhile, Eala only had 2 tour-level main draw wins to her name prior to this tournament. And of course, beating Ostapenko is a good win, but Yelena is so streaky, so I honestly didn't make too much of that result, to be honest. But this Keys win was very impressive. Eala's returning was definitely the star of this match. She constantly took the ball mad early, putting Keys on the defensive time after time, and Eala was really all over both Keys' second serve and her first serve as well. She was not afraid to step in and take a good crack at that return, and most of those returns were landing, and the second serve return especially was money for Alex. The stats were very jarring, to be honest, as Maddie only won 46% of her first serve points and 36% of her second serve points. We also see here Maddie committed 51 unforced errors to just 22 winners, and that right there just shows how off the world number 5 really was, and it's definitely by far her worst match of the season. I do wonder if that love and one beatdown Keys got from Sabalenka affected her at all. I definitely think it took some of the wind out of Maddie's sails, and Keys was just riding really high on confidence dating back to Adelaide. So definitely, I think Arena humbled Maddie, simple as that. I do think this result was a combination of Keys just being off and Eala probably playing her best ever match to date. Alex's game reminds me a lot of Leylah Fernandez's, as both, first of all, they're lefty, but they're also, neither women have a big serve, and they also seem to be players that handle pace very well, and they're really just great counterpunching game styles. I thought Keys' power really would be too much for Eala in this match, but then I realized that she probably enjoys facing bigger hitters, as she literally just beat Jelena Ostapenko, who's a big, flatter ball striker. Even though Eala won this pretty comfortably in straight sets, I feel like this was still a winnable match for Maddie, to be honest. She really should have won the first set or had a good opportunity to do so, as she had a break look at 4-all, and I think her not converting, that one really hurt her. And then she faded away badly in the second set after she went down a double break. She was just missing everything and really was living up to the nickname that some people have for her, Baseball Keys. Still, this was just an awesome moment for Eala. You saw what it meant to her, and she's a big trailblazer for the Philippines. She is by far the country's best singles player that they've ever seen, as she's currently right now the only person, male or female, singles player to be ranked inside the top 1,000. So just great. And it's just been a great moment for Asian tennis this Sunshine Double. We first had Yosuke Watanuki and Indian Wells make that run, and then now here in Miami, not only Eala, but her good friend Coleman Wong scoring the first win at a Masters 1000, ATP 1000 for Hong Kong, and then just beating Ben Shelton, world number 14. So just awesome to see these fresh faces do so well at this high level. And by the way, I know there was some chatter about Eala and Wong and whether some people thought they were dating, but that was misinformation. Eala confirmed in her press conference after this Keys win that they're only just good friends. Right now, Alex is about 117 in the WTA Live rankings, and she would be very close to cracking the top 100 if she were to take down Paula Badosa in round 4. This one is going to be a little bit of a bigger challenge because Badosa is much more consistent than Keys or Ostapenko, and I think game-wise, especially if Badosa is healthy, Paula would be the favorite here in this one. Still, this is going to be a big opportunity for the wild card Eala, as Paula did have some physical difficulties with her back in her third round match against Clara Towson, so you never know what happens here. The winner of Eala Badosa will take on the victor of Swiatek and Svitolina. Iga got by Lisa Mertens 7-6, 6-1 to reach her, I believe, 26 WTA 1000 round of 16, which is incredible. Elina Svitolina, meanwhile, well got a solid 3-set win over Karolina Muchova. Another notable result from day 7 is Mirra Andreeva's 13-match win streak being snapped by Amanda Anisimova, who won 7-6, 2-6, 6-3 in their third round affair. This was the first meeting between these two, and I predicted Anisimova to actually end the streak before the tournament even started, but I did not imagine the match to be this much. It was a lot going on in this match. First of all, it was 2 hours and 49 minutes long, and it was just so many long back and forth games. It was just truly a match of Anisimova dictating and Andreeva scrambling around and getting herself out of trouble with great defensive scrambling. There was an interesting moment of controversy at 3-1 in the third set when Anisimova struggled with a blister and asked to receive medical attention during Andreeva's service game at 40-all, again at 3-1 in the deciding set. The umpire allowed it, and Mirra was not happy at all about this, and she was like, we all know why or whatever. She was just very upset. And I understand Mirra's frustration because I did not know that it was allowed for a player to receive medical attention during a game, like during a game's going on. I thought it was only allowed during a changeover, but this was literally deuce while Andreeva was serving. I guess the rules allow for this to happen if you physically cannot continue to play on. And in that instance, you can seek medical help. And in this case, Amanda literally could not hold her racket due to her blisters, and her skin was kind of, really messed up on her hand. Still, I thought that in instances like these, Amanda would just have to be forced to kind of like basically forfeit and then receive the treatment on the changeover at 3-2, but I guess not. So y'all, I literally had uploaded the video, like I was about to hit like post, and I checked Twitter and saw that Amanda Anisimova dropped some massive shade against Mirra Andreeva. She made an Instagram story video with the caption, "We all know why at 3-1 up was a good one coming from 1-2 first set medical," referring to Andreeva receiving a medical timeout for like an injury or something to her back or something, it seemed like. And Amanda is just showing up her middle finger, showing the blister that she had. Clearly, she was not happy about Mirra. She said, "We all know why," repeatedly. Things are getting very, very spicy at the WTA Tour. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are here for it. It's going to cause a lot of drama. But yeah, this didn't really impact much of the scoreline anyways. Mirra still held her serve, and of course Amanda went on to win the match, which was a great effort because I would have been so frustrated personally playing Mirra because Andreeva just gets so many balls back in play. It's so crafty, so huge win for the 17th seed. Anisimova's win, of course, ended Andreeva's 13-match win streak, which was an incredible stretch that saw her win 2 WTA 1000s, and she earned 5 top 10 wins in this stretch. But even that's not good enough to keep the online trolls at bay, as Mirra shared some hate messages that she received after the loss. Just pretty vile stuff. Very sad to see, especially for people to be saying this to a 17-year-old. Really, this seems to be just some bitter bettors and gamblers, and I truly do believe that betting, while it can be good in bringing more people involved and invested in the sport, I think it can be very problematic as we have a lot of more hateful trolls spitting out just vile stuff to these players like this. It's a problem. Focusing back on Amanda though, she now faces her friend Emma Raducanu in the 4th round, who got the mid-match retirement win from McCartney Kessler when the Brit led 6-1-3 love. Amanda is going to be seeking revenge here, as Emma did win their Australian Open second round match 6-3, 7-5 from this year. Really, Amanda had no business losing this match. This will be an intriguing one for sure. Raducanu is going to be playing for her first 1000 quarterfinal, and I think Emma has a great opportunity here, as she's going to be having a lot more in the tank with this one, and it's just going to be a quick turnaround for Anisimova, who of course played this nearly 3-hour-long match against Andreeva. It was a very physical affair, so we'll see how she'll be able to recover for this one against Raducanu. The winner of Anisimova-Raducanu will take on the victor of Marta Kostyuk and Jessica Pegula, which would be a really good match too. JPEG leads the head-to-head 2-1, but Marta did win their last meeting, which was in the San Diego semifinals from last year. Moving up top and looking at the top half of the draw, we have quite a few edgy 4th round popcorn matches up there too. First, there's the number 1 seed Aryna Sabalenka taking on the defending champion Danielle Collins. Sabalenka will be the notable favorite here in this one, as she leads the head-to-head 6-0. I expect Big Lenka to take this match, but Danielle clearly loves it in Miami, so maybe she can come up with something special here and get that win over Aryna. Then we have Qinwen Zheng against Ashlyn Kruger. Zheng has looked solid thus far in Miami. She recently got a solid straight sets win over over Taylor Townsend. Kruger, though, has been very impressive in this tournament. She beat both Elena Rybakina and Leylah Fernandez back-to-back. Moving on, Coco Gauff, she has looked solid so far in the 305, earning comprehensive straight sets wins over Sofia Kenin and then Maria Sakkari. Coco has definitely been playing better here than she has been in Indian Wells, and I think a lot of it has to do with her serve. She's done a great job at controlling the double fault, and that's due to her kind of taking some MPHs off her first serve, which, you know, she has gotten away with it so far, so good on her. I also think just the vibes with her are different. Obviously, it's her kind of like home tournament, and also she has her boyfriend in her box too, so I think that definitely plays a role in having someone she loves there supporting her like courtside, so good on her. This is a great opportunity for Coco to reach her first quarterfinal in the 305 as she next faces the unseeded Magda Linette. Gauff leads the head-to-head with Linette 2-0, and they last played in Wuhan last year, which Coco won 6-love, 6-4. I expect another straight sets win for Gauff. Then we have Naomi Osaka against Jasmine Paolini. It's going to be their first meeting. Naomi had a hell of a third-round match against Hailey Baptiste, for sure one of the top matches of the tournament. I highly recommend y'all go and watch the replay of that on Tennis Channel. That was definitely one of the top matches of the tournament, and we've had a lot of good matches on the women's side this year. Naomi did not play her best in this match, but that's one of those wins where it's going to give you so much confidence just being able to come out of such a tough, scrappy battle. And I feel like Naomi will just be grateful to get through this one, and I expect her to play much better against Paolini, who honestly has not had the best season for her standards at all, comparing her season last year. And I think Naomi has a great opportunity to win this match and reach her first 1,000 quarterfinal in a minute. So I'm going to be picking her to take this match. Talking now about the men, we've seen a lot of carnage over there as all four of the Indian Wells semifinalists lost in the opening round, which is kind of crazy. Mehdi, he lost to Jaime Munar. Holger Rune fell to Riley Opelka. Carlos Alcaraz lost to David Goffin. And Jack Draper bit the dust against Jakub Mensik. People have been saying that Jannik Sinner is just sitting back at home, watching all the action in Miami and having a good old key and laugh, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was truly the case. Still, though, we have been treated to some good tennis on the men's side. Novak Djokovic, he is through to the fourth round after defeating Carabelli 6-1, 7-6, and that actually is a historic win for Novak, as that is his 411th ATP 1000 win, surpassing Rafa Nadal, so great on Novak for that. He now plays Italian Lorenzo Musetti, which will be very, very interesting. Lore just picked up a solid 3-set win over Felix Auger-Aliassime. 38-year-old Gael Monfils, meanwhile, continues to defy age as he scored an epic 7-5, 5-7, 7-6 win over Jaime Munar. Monfils had the grandstand court rocking, or Butch Buckle, whatever the court was. They were really on their feet, and it was just so great to see Monfils still doing his thing. He actually makes history too, becoming the oldest man to make the Miami Open round of 16 in history. Gael now faces American Sebastian Korda, who earned an impressive 7-6, 6-3 win over Stefanos Tsitsipas. Speaking of the older guys, 33-year-old Grigor Dimitrov netted his 100th win on a hardcourt 1000 after outlasting Karen Khachanov in 3 tight sets. Dimitrov is defending finalist points from last year, so that was a great effort for him, and that keeps him in the running for maintaining his top 20 status, because he was in risk of falling outside the top 20 if he lost this match. The Bulgarian now faces Brandon Nakashima. The American, he defeated Alcaraz Slayer Goffin in 3 sets. And 5th seed Casper Ruud, he stays alive and now faces Francisco Cerundolo, who earned a very impressive 6-2, 7-6 win over Tommy Paul. Francisco is very underrated, by the way, and he has probably one of the best forehands on the tour right now. Briefly going over the top third-round men's matches to watch on the top half, we have the battle of the brothers, Arthur Fils against Francis Tiafoe. Francis is going to be looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since the U.S. Open, so he's going to be very, very hungry to get this win. Meanwhile, Fils is going to be looking to make back-to-back 1,000 fourth rounds, so Arthur might have the slight edge there, but it's going to be a tight one for sure. Then there is Denis Shapovalov against Taylor Fritz. Fritz is going to be seeking revenge over Shapovalov, who knocked him out of Dallas last month. And then finally, Joao Fonseca and Alex de Minaur will be our men's night match. Really, Joao has been kind of the star on the show on the men's side here in Miami. And I really appreciate Joao because the Brazilian fans have been keeping Hard Rock Stadium lit. Leonard Tien, he even put the location of his latest post to Rio de Janeiro. The Miami Open aura has been very dull on the main stadium court unless a South American player is playing it. On the outside courts, it's lit over there, but the main stadium courts is very dull, again, unless a Latin American player is competing. I don't know what it is, but the stadium goers are just so boring. Anyways, that's all I have for this latest Miami Open update video. Let me know your predictions for the 4th round. Do you feel like we'll be in store for any more upsets? And if so, who do you think will be upset? Again, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you are notified whenever I post even more updates from the 305. Thank you all so much for watching and for your support, and I'll see you all next time here on Christian's Court.